Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Mandeep from GNDU Amritsar. Today we are going to talk on the module Demographic Environment from the paper Business Environment. At the end of the module, you will be able to understand the concept of demographic environment in India, learn the basics of demographic environment in India, and interpret the terminology relating to the demographic environment in India. India is the second most populous country, we all know, and is projected to be the most populous country in the world by the year 2022. More than 50% of the population of India is below the age of 25, so it's considered as a young country. In 2020, India is expected to be having the average age group of 29 years. So the demographic environment includes such important aspects as related to sex profiles, age, family, life cycle, stages, population size and growth rates, occupation patterns, level of education, etc.
Low sex ratio in India. It was being expected after independence that in the society women will have better role to play and it would improve even the sex ratio in the states. However, sex ratio declined in many states, although South Indian states have better sex ratio. Since 1961, Kerala is the only state where the sex ratio has increased. However, the states where the economic growth is higher during the post-independence period, they have not made any attention towards women empowerment. Northwestern states have highly unequal gender relations, which has resulted into low female labor participation rate, bigger gender gap in literacy rates, female property rights restriction, infertility discussions, the preference for the male child, etc. Although in the southern parts of the country, the position of women is better as compared to high income countries, the low and middle income countries have higher rate at which the girls and women die relative to men in these countries. When due to working age people rising share in the population, there's a rising rate in economic growth and it may occur with falling birth rate and shift of the population age structure towards the working ages. This is known as demographic dividend. Economic growth impact. Many Asian countries are expected to have a benefit from the age structure change in the coming years, as there will be growth in working age population as compared to growth of child population, which will lead to low dependency ratio. This will certainly impact the economic growth. Due to age structure transition, the saving rate is expected to be higher. Hence, for the investment purposes in the country, capital resources will be generated due to demographic dividend. The reason is that surplus available for investment depends upon the ratio of actual workforce to those who are outside the workforce. It means that for investment purpose, large surplus is available due to higher share of workers to the non-workers in the population of the country. Hence, low dependency ratio periods have higher growth rate, whereas there is a low growth rate when high dependency ratio is expected to generate low surplus for the investment. Labor market may have entry of more women due to fertility rate decline, which may result increasing economic activity. Due to the time to be spent on child care and due to high fertility, there's a hurdle in entry of women in labor market. Women can spend more time on economic activities due to decline in fertility. This may boost economic growth. Even due to lesser number of children, people invest more on health issues, which leads to household economic benefits and better productivity. The funds are diverted by the government to make productive activities when there's a decline in number of children and less funds will be utilized on education and health. Now, the concept of demographic dividend has been criticized by many. There's an argument that age distribution changes create supply side potential, although utilization of this potential depends upon the policy environment of the country. On the front of education and health, India is facing a major deficit. To achieve a quality workforce level from growing labor force, there are bigger difficulties. In the era of liberalization, workers are not in a position to be converted into for economic growth due to low level of skill. There's a need to exploit the opportunities due to demographic transition. As compared to China, USA, Japan, and other developed countries, India need to make policies to ensure the phase of liberalization to manage and take advantage of the young population for the economic growth of country. Presently, India is moving on the path of economic growth, which has been possible due to the fact that resources are utilized for education as well as healthcare to make them skilled and employable. The window of opportunity is open for India, but it depends upon the fact that the working population of the country be empowered, although to make a difference. If India wants to enter into the window, then there's a need to empower women and be strong on education front to break this vicious circle. Although window of opportunity is irrelevant as almost half of the working population in India is not empowered to make a difference. Women empowerment lackness is a leading to the other problems which include violence and domestic front, not productive work outside the home, etc. There will be improvement in reproductive health, skill, and nutrition in upbringing the kids due to education of mother. There will also be growth in the productivity and contribution to growth due to improved upbringing of kids. Demographic transition stages. As per some economists, the problem of population in the underdeveloped countries is due to the result of behavior of men for reproduction. Although this view is rejected by the theory of demographic transition, which mentions that population explosion is the second stage of demographic transition, which is the result of the rapid fall in the mortality rate as compared to the corresponding fall in the birth rate. Birth rate and death rate are both high during the first stage, and there is somewhere stability in the population. If there is some increase in population, it may be due to higher birth rate as compared to death rate. Per capita income of the company is low in case of backward economies, where the agriculture is a main occupation. As a result, the standard of living of people is low. Even the basic amenities or necessities of life are not easily accessible to the people. They have unbalanced and inadequate diet. The outlook of the life of people is not rational, and there are lesser opportunities for education. Mortality rate is high as the medical facilities are not available. Birth rate is high due to superstitions, lack of education, and other evils. People are also forced to have more children due to certain economic factors. For example, more children means more productivity and security in old age. People don't care about restrictions to the family size and family planning. During first stage of demographic transition, high death rate and high birth rates both were matched. Here, there is a stability in the population. There is a rapid growth in the population during second stage of demographic transition as birth rate is high but mortality rates are declining. Where there is development in the economy, living standard of people improves, and there is an expansion of education, medical facilities, government which makes special efforts to fight against the chronic diseases which leads to slow death rate. Still, a narrow section of the society is benefited by education, and certain people do not change their minds or attitudes towards the family size. As a result, birth rate remains still higher. This leads to the population increase. In the economies where a bigger part of population stays under poverty line, there is a critical situation known as population explosion. As far as the third stage of demographic transition is concerned, During this stage, birth rate is also low, due to which population growth is low. Population problem is solved at this stage if industrializations accompanied by urbanization and there is an education widespread. City and village life both are different from each other. People are forced to reduce their family size as a problem of housing in urban area as compared to those who are in rural areas. They understand the importance of small family. In due course of time, due to education, they are lesser influenced by the factors of social evil which earlier motivated them for large family size. During the process of economic development, family earnings are supplemented by working of women, and it is not easy for working women to upbring their children. In such societies, children after completion of education are in a position to get good opportunities. Although, in addition to general education, some technical education is necessary to upgrade the skills.
Development process and urbanization. Due to the development process, urbanization is quite obvious. Although in backward and stagnant societies, the urbanization process is very slow. As for the people living in countryside, the cities fail to offer employment opportunities. The people who migrate to cities in such societies are rarely pulled by the urban life attraction. Rather, they are pushed by the social and economic pressures of villages. In the growing economies, the urbanization process is very fast as compared to the stagnant backward societies. There is newly establishment of industries and ancillary activities which provide jobs to the people who wish to migrate to the cities. As industries offer jobs to large number of people due to strong industrial growth, economic pull of the cities become very strong. When as compared to total population, the proportion of urban population becomes high, there is a slowdown in the process of urbanization. Trends of urbanization in India. There is a difference between urban growth and urbanization. The net growth of population in town and cities is known as urban growth, whereas in comparison to total population of the country, the proportionate increase in urban population is known as urbanization. For instance, if the rural population growth and urban population rate of growth is same, so that actual urban population percentage remains the same, there is no urbanization, but urban growth has occurred. But there will be a clear indication of urbanization when, as compared to rural population, urban population is growing at a faster rate out of the total population of the country. Over the last 100 years in India, since 1911, for whole decade, there is consistent increase in urban population, which is greater than the rural population increase. So there are three factors which have increased the urban population. That is, within urban areas, a natural increase of the population is there. From rural to urban, reclassification of settlement is there, and migration of people to urban areas from the rural areas is there. There are various challenges of urban areas. There is a bigger pressure on people of urban areas, like during the last 2 decades. There is a disparity in growth in between large and medium sized towns. The urbanization process have concentrated mainly in the larger cities, which are the developed regions. Over time, new and innovative credit instruments have been attracted by the large cities due to strong economic base and their capacity to achieve high credit ratings. Smaller towns find it very difficult to finance the development projects as there is less government investment in infrastructure and basic amenities. So the fiscal structure of the government, financial intermediaries and credit rating agencies' behavior make it impossible to undertake investment in infrastructure in those cities. With the growth in size of villages and inclusion of people in non-agriculture activities, it turned towards the urban. Still, they are not able to deal with urban area problems due to administrative and policy framework. There are certain questions to be answered that due to lack of municipality institutions framework, standard urban population problems cannot be tackled, like provision of water and sanitation facilities, electricity, etc. To what extent the planning process is to be implemented as per the requirements of that area related to land use, healthcare centers, community services, provision of schools, and like. It is to be ensured that sufficient space be provided for public parks, playing grounds, and to avoid congestion. In India, the present towns have very poor infrastructure related to water, sanitation, sewage, roads, housing to fulfill the needs of inhabitants. So, due to mushrooming of towns, there are urban challenges to rise as these towns still need good urban governance.
Population growth and economic development. The population explosion is one of the biggest problems of India and other third world countries. It is being said that although there is economic development in these countries, but they are not in a position to match pace with the population growth. These countries need to pay a serious attention towards the problem of population explosion as it causes poverty, which creates an obstacle on the path of economic development. Existing population is considered to be an obstacle in the economic development as compared to the available resources and technology. When there is an increase in population, there will be need of additional resources, which will create a burden on the economy. The main adverse effects of the population growth on economic development are: one is that unemployment situation can increase due to high population, and there will be pressure on agriculture also. It is difficult to raise per capita income level and standard of living due to rapid growth of population. Food demand increases rapidly due to rising population, although to keep pace with increasing demand, food grain supply need to be increased. Hence, such countries need large scale import of good grains. With growing masses, government arrange for surplus food grain supply, farmers encouraged to produce more and more. Population growth causes. The population increase in a country is affected by high birth rate, relative low death rate, and immigration. Births and death rates are only a single indication for population trends, but migration level and direction also indicates population trends. Although population in India has not grown so much due to immigration, population explosion in India is due to two another reasons. What are the causes of decline of mortality rate? Due to availability of improved medical facilities and epidemics control, mortality rate has declined after independence. As was expected in early stages of 50s, there is fall in mortality rate as compared to 60s. The population remained almost same in 70s as indicated by census 1981. In India, during British period, high mortality rate was due to formalities. There is an improvement in the situation since independence, although several times the capacity of the government was tested on the fronts of droughts. Families have not occurred so much after independence in the large scale, and problems created by droughts have been tackled in a manner so that starvation deaths have been reduced. Before independence, major cause of epidemics was the smallpox and cholera. Nowadays, there's decline in mortality rate due to control of these epidemics. Malaria was another disease which has declined the mortality rate. Nutrition value of the people has not improved even after the independence. Poverty still exists and large number of population is living below subhuman living conditions. Mortality rate has reduced due to improvement in poor drinking. Mortality rate has reduced due to improvement in pure drinking water supply in the rural and urban areas. Efforts are also made for the betterment of sanitation and hygiene facilities in the villages due to lower down the mortality rate. Expansion of medical facilities and spread of education also prevented the diseases.
Now let's discuss the causes of high birth rate. In India, family planning programs are expected to make a decline in the growing birth rate. High fertility is due to many social and economic factors. There are many factors like human behavior up to a large extent is affected by economic environment. Economic life of the country is the root cause of fertility in the country. So the birth rate of the country is affected by three economic factors, that is occupational distribution of population, urbanization and poverty. Children are not considered to be the economic burden in the agrarian economy like India. Labor is required during the periods of harvesting, weeding and sowing, so times which covers almost half of the year. Hence, in the country like India, relatively bigger family seems to be an economic rationale. Urbanization in India is slow due to lesser growth of industrialization and certain factors could not be generalized which can bring down the birth rate. The lower birth rate has not been favored by urbanization in India as the social changes have not been accompanied this. Even the fertility in underdeveloped countries has increased due to poverty. Large families not the reason behind the poverty, but there are large families as people are poor. The additional child is expected to generate more income source in the poor family. So the large number of children are expected to give more economic security, and more the number of income earners in the family means more economic asset and more amounts of family earnings.
Social factors. In India, high birth rate is due to social reason, universality of marriage, lower age limit at the time of marriage, superstitions of social and religious nature, lack of human education are the reasons for this. In India, marriage is socially and religiously necessity. Daughters are felt to be a burden and arranged marriage results in universality of marriage sometimes. Although with changing pace of society tends to relate to marriage are changing. High fertility rate in India is due to lower age at the time of the marriage. In India, still around 18 years marriage age for women, hence fertility rate is bound to high. People have desire to have more children in India due to the social and religious supporters or the superstitions irrespective of their economic status. In Hindus, it is expected that birth of the son is better than the birth of the girl. Even literacy rate in India is still not so high. Female literacy, although is higher in urban areas as compared to rural one, people with lesser spread of education are expected to superstition and continue to have many changes and continue to have more children. The contraceptive use is still more in urban education people. Population explosion remedies. Now we are talking about population explosion again and again. What are its remedies? Let's discuss that. Since Indian population size is very large, there are many remedies to sort out the problem. The first one is, as compared to agricultural sector employment, industrial sector employment is low. Poor people have no interest to reduce the size of the family, although a large number of families persons work in family farm, but some of them hardly make any contribution to output.
Even urbanization increases with the industrialization. Government have to create job opportunities to place living opportunities to people living in faraway places. Attitude of people changes with education. Educated people delay the marriage and prefer small family. Hence, people are induced to family planning. There is need to improve the statistical form of firm. Hence, discrimination among men and women in society leads to growth of family size. Social, legal and educational measures need to be taken care to raise minimum age of marriage of women. Government introduced various schemes to give incentives to the people regarding family planning centers, which is essential for family planning program. Research in areas related to family planning control can be beneficial, although this aspect ignored and in the underdeveloped countries. Students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. Demographic transition has three stages. The birth rate and death rate both are high during the first stage. There's a rapid growth in the population during the second stage of demographic transition, as the birth rate is high but mortality rate declines. So as far as the third stage is concerned, during this stage birth rate is also low, due to which the population growth becomes low. But as far as India and other third world countries are concerned, population explosion is one of the biggest problems. It is being said that although there is an economic development in these countries, but still they are not in a position to match pace with the population growth. And it is said and estimated that by 2020, India's average age will be 29 years, one of the youngest age country. Thank you.